Hello everybody, and today we are back with another video. It is international break, so we're going to be doing our Euro qualification group predictions. Who is going to make it to the Euros? As a Czech Republic human being, I bloody hope we make it to the Euros. We should. We'll get onto that, whether I think we will or not. I don't have a Czech national team shirt, or else I would have worn it. I will do a reaction, my own reaction to the Czech squad being announced very soon, later in the week, before our first game against Poland at home. Obviously, if anybody wants to see me react to Ecuador's new manager being announced as Felix Sanchez, put that down in the comments and I'll do a video about it. There's nothing really interesting right now to talk about Colombia, so yeah, cool, but anyway, we are going to be predicting all the group predictions and seeing who gets through to the Euros. The Euros is in 2024 in Germany, and we have groups going all the way up to Group J, and top two go through automatically, and then the teams finishing in third go into the playoffs. Starting off with Group A, which is Georgia, Cyprus, Norway, Spain, and Scotland. So, I think Spain should absolutely destroy this group. Obviously, they've got a new manager in Luis de la Fuente, 61 years old, but he hasn't really been anywhere yet. He's been the Spain under-23 manager. We don't know anything about him, really. So let's see who he plays, what's his tactics going to be. But I think Spain should absolutely trounce this group, and they will. So Spain first. And then for second, it's between Norway and Scotland. But I think that the Norwegian team this year should be making it to the Euros with the squad that they've got. You know, like, if you look at that Norwegian team, it's good. It's very good. Erling Haaland up front, obviously, with Alexander Sørloth, who's having a great season at Sociedad. You've got Sander Bergen, Martin Ødegaard in the midfield. Even the likes of Morten Thorsby starting week in, week out for Union Berlin. And Mohamed Elyounoussi plays for Southampton. Ornes for Benfica. I think it's a good team. And then if you go into the defence, you've got defenders even playing for teams like Napoli and Julian Ryerson from Dortmund. This is a good team. I think they're going to finish second because I do think Scotland. I don't know if they're quite there yet under Steve Clarke. I think they're going to finish third. They've got a good team, a lot of Premier League players, but you saw what they did at the last Euros. It was a little underachieving. They'll finish third. Georgia, because of Kvaratskhelia and others, I believe will finish fourth. You know, if Kvaratskhelia can somehow get them higher, that would be crazy, but I just don't think they have the squad. And then Cyprus, very sadly, finishing fifth. Now, moving on to Group B. Now, this is an interesting group, again, because you've got two clear favourites in here, right? Two very, very clear favourites, and you expect them to succeed, obviously. It's France and Netherlands, and they'll be playing each other the first game as well. Now, who do I think is going to finish first? Netherlands under Ronald Koeman now, right? Ronald Koeman was at Barcelona, did an okay job. At Everton, it didn't really work out well, but okay, that's football. I'm not sure about Ronald Koeman as manager. And then France with obviously Didier Deschamps. So, this is going to be an interesting one. I don't know who's going to finish first, but in my predictions, because they got to the World Cup final, I'm going to say France top this group, Netherlands come second. And then we have Greece, Ireland, and Gibraltar. Gibraltar are going to finish fifth, I think, very sadly for them. Obviously, that's expected. And then Greece versus Ireland. Now, Ireland have got some players. When you look at the team, I think it's not a terrible team, right? You've got some Premier League players in there, likes of Queven Kelleher, Gavin Bazanu in goal. Then if you go forward, you've got Matt Doherty playing for Atletico Madrid. You've got Seamus Coleman. You've got Nathan Collins. You've got some players there. But going forward, Dave McGoldrick, it's like, is this team really good enough? Evan Ferguson. Greece, I think, will just squeeze through. I don't know why, but I have a feeling they've got Bakasetas playing in the Turkish league, who's actually quite good. They've got likes of Mantalos, and they've even got some guys also playing in the Championship for Norwich City up front. So, and even Janulis in the defence, who plays week in, week out for Norwich. So, I think they'll do it under Gustavo Poyet. And, yeah, I don't know why, but I just think that Ireland, they didn't make it to the World Cup. They didn't make it to the Euros before that. They didn't make it to the World Cup before that. The last Euros, 2016, they were actually quite good, but nevertheless. Group C. Again, two clear favourites here, and that is Italy, the European champions, and England. And then, again, that is the first game. This will be an interesting one. Italy, obviously, still with Roberto Mancini, and England with Gareth Southgate. I think Southgate is an awful manager. I think he's so out of his depth. I can't think of anything good to say about him. And this is why I think Italy will top the group, despite the way they managed to not make it to the Euros, to the World Cup, losing to North Macedonia. I think they'll top this group. I think England will come second. Ukraine and Macedonia. This is difficult, but I think Ukraine will just squeeze through. They've got good players, the likes of Zinchenko. I think that is a good enough side. I mean, and it's not just Zinchenko. You've got to remember, this is actually quite a good team. Viktor Tsygankov playing for Girona, doing really, really well there. The likes of even, obviously, Mikhailo Mudryk. Forgot about him, but he's quite good. Obviously, not shown it at Chelsea yet. Ruslan Malinovsky, this is a good team. North Macedonia 4th, and then Malta 5th, because they're Malta, and very sadly, they don't have the quality. Group D, a little bit more open. Croatia, Latvia, Wales, Armenia, and Turkey. So, I think Croatia topped this group. World Cup semi-finalists, got a good team, a good manager in Zlatko Dalic, the midfield maestros of Modric and Kovacic and stuff like that. They've got a good, very good team, very few weaknesses, and they will trounce this group, I think. I think Turkey, despite them being huge underachievers at the last Euros, will finish second, ahead of Wales, who will finish third, because I don't know if I rate Wales that highly, even though they actually did okay at the last Euros. They obviously beat out Turkey in the groups. Then Armenia to finish 4th, and Latvia are finished, I think. I mean, Armenia is actually, like, they've not been on terrible form, to be honest. Like, if you look at, they finished 4th in their World Cup qualifying group, ahead of Iceland, right, which is, I guess that's kind of difficult. They've got Alexander Petrakov as manager now, so he's been at the Ukraine groups and stuff like that, the under-17s, and then actually to the senior team. He's now managing Armenia, and I think they will just squeeze through over Latvia, who haven't got a very good team. Group E, now this is the group to watch out for me, obviously. Czech Republic are in it, along with Albania, the Faroe Islands, Poland, and Moldova. This is a very good group for Czech Republic. I think we're absolutely destined to make it to the Euros. If we somehow fail now, then Jesus. Like, third in the World Cup qualifying groups for Czech Republic, finished behind Wales, which was disappointing, made it to the playoffs, lost to Sweden. Our first game is Poland at home, and I think this Czech side, we're going to do a Czech squad video later. I think Jaroslav Šilhavý managed to do quite well at the last Euros. Quarterfinals is a very good finish. I think we got some good players, obviously Souček at West Ham, but if you look even at the Czech league now, and if you look towards the Bundesliga, Adam Hložek, Patrick Schick at Bayer Leverkusen, I think that Czech Republic will actually win this group ahead of Poland, who comes second, Albania third, Faroe Islands 4th, and Moldova, sadly, 5th, because I think the Faroe Islands have got some talent in that side. Group F is Belgium, and they're in Azerbaijan, Estonia, Sweden, and Austria. I think if somehow Belgium don't win this group, that is embarrassing. They've obviously hired a new manager, Domenico Tedesco, 37-year-old, very young. He was at Leipzig, he was at Spartak Moscow, he was at these sort of teams, and now he's the manager of the Belgian national team. I think they win this group. Sweden and Austria. Now, if you look at those teams, Austria had a terrible qualification for the World Cup campaign, finished below Israel, and only managed to win 5 games, you know, despite the teams like Faroe Islands and Moldova being in that group. So, I think Sweden will actually finish second. They were very close to the World Cup, just lost out to Poland. Austria third, Estonia 4th, who, I mean, Estonia, they're an okay side. I mean, when I say okay, that's a bit generous, but they did finish above Belarus in the World Cup qualification campaign, and then Azerbaijan, very sadly, are going to finish last because they couldn't even, they got 1 point in their World Cup qualification campaign. Group G, Lithuania, Montenegro, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Hungary. I think that the two that go through here clearly are Serbia and Hungary, and I think Serbia top this group. I think they've really underachieved over the past sort of decade, really. They've really underachieved, but they will make it this time. They didn't make the last 2-3 Euros. Yeah, it's really bad. Hungary second. I think they're a very good side. Very good side. In terms of qualifying for the World Cup, I thought Hungary were very, very bad. They finished 4th, but if you look at the Nations League, really good. Bulgaria going to finish 3rd. Montenegro 4th, and Lithuania are going to finish 5th. Oh, well, yep, something happened. And then, if we move on to Group H, this is obviously another very open group. Kazakhstan, Denmark, Finland, Northern Ireland, and Slovenia. I think Denmark absolutely trounced this group. They have to. They had a disappointing World Cup, awful by their standards. But I think they win this group easily because if you look at the quality in that side, there is a lot of it. And in qualifying for the World Cup, they were really good. They won 9 games out of 10. Kasper Hjulmand as the manager got them really, really good at the Euros. And if you look at that squad, even just look at the defense in itself and how much depth they have. And then when you go forward, the likes of Højbjerg, Eriksson, Billing, Norgård. I know Eriksson won't be available for this international break, but that's good. Going forward, I don't know. Going forward, that's maybe their issue in terms of scoring goals, but they'll top this group. I think Finland will come second. I think that they made it to the last Euros. They were close to making it to the playoffs for the World Cup. Just lost out to Ukraine by 1 point. Slovenia 3rd, Northern Ireland 4th, and Kazakhstan 5th. Oh yeah, and I've got to mention San Marino's in this group. Hey, they're going to finish 6th, and I mean, I'm very sorry, but they're going to get 0 points. Then, Group I, another very open group. Israel, Kosovo, Andorra, Switzerland, Belarus, and Romania. Switzerland absolutely trounced this group. No need to debate here. Then it's between Romania and Israel. Now, if you look at those two teams, Romania finished 3rd in their qualifying group just behind North Macedonia. Israel finished 3rd just behind Scotland. Israel picked up 16 points. Romania picked up 17 points. I think Romania are just going to make it. I think Israel go to the playoffs. 4th, Kosovo. 5th, Andorra. And then Belarus, 6th. Group J. Now, obviously, you've got the clear favourites here, Portugal. I don't think we need to debate that Portugal are going to be number 1. And then you've got a lot of teams. You've got Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, Iceland, Bosnia, and Slovakia. Now, I think we're going to go Liechtenstein last, for sure, and Luxembourg 5th. Now, here are the 3 teams that are going to be fighting for it. Bosnia, Slovakia, and Iceland. Now, Iceland, terrible in World Cup qualifying. Absolutely awful. They only won 2 games, and those were over Liechtenstein. And, yeah, they were really good back in 2016, 2018, made it to the Euros and the World Cup. Obviously beat England in that famous victory, but I think they're finishing 4th. Bosnia and Slovakia. Slovakia, my God, man, they're in awful form. Their team's looking so bad. Bosnia and Herzegovina, terrible in World Cup qualifying, but I think they are on their way up. If you look at their recent games, they've been looking fairly good, right? Yes, they lost to Romania, but they beat the likes of... They've lost 1 since 26th of March 2022 when they lost to Georgia in a friendly. And I think that they will finish 2nd, Slovakia 3rd, Iceland 4th, Luxembourg 5th, and Liechtenstein 6th. So those are the teams that I think will make it to the Euros. I will do, once we draw the playoffs, which will be in a long time, I'll probably do a prediction for those as well. But I'll do a reaction to the Czech squad being announced. Let's hope that Czech Republic, bloody hell, we have Poland and Moldova. First 2 games, we better absolutely win those and make it to the Euros. Anyway, that is it from me. I will see you guys soon, and bye!